All right, students, welcome back this morning. As you can see, today we're doing 3.2, and we're going to break this up. And 3.2a is going to be adding and subtracting polynomials. So today we're going to be dealing with adding and subtracting polynomials. All right, I'm going to give you 4 examples today. So go ahead and write down these examples. Example number 1. I have got 3x squared plus 4x minus 1 and plus negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to line these up vertically because that makes it much easier to combine my like terms. So I've got 3x squared plus 4x minus 1 plus negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. There we go. Line up vertically. So I just go down 3x squared because these are like terms, like terms, like terms. So I always put like terms in in a row. Essentially, the x squareds have these row, the x's have this row, and the numbers have this row. 3x squared minus 2x squared leaves me with x squared plus 1x plus 1. So all I have to do to add polynomials. And it's that easy as long as I put them, line them up with the like number, like terms. What do you mean? Well, let me give you an example. Here's one. I've got 8x to the 7th minus 6x to the 5th plus 4x to the 3rd minus 6x plus 15x to the 6th plus 4x to the 5th minus 3x to the 3rd plus 2. Well, you can see I have a lot of unlike terms. There's no 7 over here. There's no 6 over here. They do share a 5. They share a 3. There's no single x over here, and there's no not just plain number over here. So essentially, I'm going to give each exponent its own row. So I have 8x to the 7th, and then there's no x to the 6th. So I'm going to skip a row because the 6th is missing, but there's a 5th, so minus 6x to the 5th. And then there's no 4, no 4, so I go 4x to the 3rd, and then there's no 2, and then minus 6x, and then that's it. So there's 8x to the 7th minus 6x to the 5th plus 4x to the 3rd minus 6x. Now I take these and I line them up in whatever line they're supposed to go in. 15x to the 6th, and then plus 4x to the 5th. You can see x to the 5th, x to the 5th, minus 3x to the 3rd, plus 2. They're there. They're lined up. All like terms are lined up in the same row. So I have 8x to the 7th plus 15x to the 6th minus 2x to the 5th plus x to the 3rd minus 6x plus 2. I also have it in standard order. And there it is. This work is a lot easier if you line it up. And I know students, I know you're going to be like, I don't want to line it up. I want to do my own thing. I've seen it every year for the last 15 years. Students who do it like this get almost everyone correct. Students who do it like this make some little mistake almost every time. So trust me, line it up. In fact, I'm only going to give credit if you line it up because that's how important it is. All right, so that was adding polynomials. And now what we're going to do is we are going to subtract polynomials. Subtracting is just adding with one extra step. And what that extra step is distributing the negative throughout the whole polynomial it's attached to. So this negative would get spread to negative 1 times 5x would be a negative 5x. Negative 1 times 12x squared would be negative 12x. Negative times negative 3x would be positive 3x. Negative 1 times negative 4 would be positive 4. So that's what happens with this negative, with this subtraction sign. Let's look at it. So I'm going to write it out to where each one gets its own. Well, I've got 3, 2, 1, 0. So perfect. Exponent of 3, exponent of 2, exponent of 1, and no exponent. So I have 3x to the third minus 2x squared plus 4x minus 8. And here's where that distribution of the negative comes. Excuse me. So negative 1 times 5x is negative 5x to the third. Negative 1 times positive 12x squared is negative 12x squared. Negative times negative is positive 3x. Negative times negative is positive 4. So I distributed my negative, and I just add them. 3x to the third minus 5x to the third, negative 2x to the third, minus 14x squared, plus 7x, minus 4. There it is, and it's done. So I'm distributing the negative. Some people like to say I'm adding the opposite. So at positive 5, it becomes a negative 5. Positive 12 becomes a negative 12. Negative 3 becomes a positive 3. Negative 4 becomes a positive 4. So I'm just adding the negative. All right, let's look at our last example for today. It's a subtraction problem where I have to line up my like terms. So I'm going to go ahead and write 12x to the fourth, and there's no x to the third, minus 6x squared, plus 2x, plus 14, minus 3x to the fourth, minus 5x to the third, plus 9x, plus 3. So negative times 3x would be negative 3x to the fourth. Negative times negative would be a positive 5x to the third. Negative times a positive would be a negative 9x. Negative times a positive is minus 3. That's all you have to do to deal with this negative is just add the opposite. So now I'm adding this whole thing. 12x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth. I get 9. Minus 7x plus 9. There you go. So that, my friends, is adding and subtracting polynomials.